Hello, writers. I'm Lee Jessup, career coach for emerging and professional screenwriters, as well as business of screenwriting professor with the David Lynch grad program for cinematic studies. Now, while I am not a story consultant or a career coach, as part of my work, and especially my work with working writers, we talk development all the time, the steps of developing a screenplay or a TV pilot. And I actually find that there's something of a disconnect between the way that working writers develop once they've learned their process and those steps that they have to take, and emerging writers. Now, part of it is because you're always encouraged to set deadlines for when you'll finish that first draft. Second draft, really move into pages quickly, because really that is the easiest way to measure your progress. How many pages have you written? Are you done with Act 1 yet? Have you gotten to the midpoint yet? But I wanted to share with you that ultimately with working writers, I find that rarely, if ever, is that the way that the writing process starts. Most working writers will start their process with some level of discovery and exploration, right? With some time taking some time in order to do what we know and love as pre-work. The pre-work that we refer to when developing screenplays and TV pilots refers to the time that you really develop the building blocks on which you are going to build your story. In features, we're going to look at the story spine. We're going to look at the trajectory of story. We're going to look at it conceptually. We're going to look at characters. And we're really going to look at the beginning, middle, end, and the thrust of story. With TV, we have to look at what it is that is going to serve us to build a show that can run for 2, 3, 4 seasons. The world, the characters, the themes. What is there for us to milk into that show that the writer is proposing to put forth? I find that, like I said earlier, a lot of writers just jump into, at best, outline, if not going directly to pages. But for working writers and writers that have really established their process, it's going to be some level of discovery and exploration and watching comparable material and doing some of their own free writing to discover what this project is going to be long before they get into beats, into a beat board, into outline, and then eventually, once they feel like they're fully ready, into pages. Now, it all sounds lovely, but how do you do it, right? I can tell you to spend some time on pre-writing, as most working writers do, long before you start into script pages, but how do you actually do it? So my favorite resources are Script Anatomy, which is my favorite writing school. That's speaking specifically to a program as opposed to a specific instructor, that in their classwork really leads you to do a lot of that thinking for both features and TV when you start a development course with them. I also love Michael Tabb's Pre-Writing Your Screenplay, which is a great book that speaks exactly to pre-writing. Every writer's process with pre-writing is a little different. It's going to be a combination of reading things and listening to things and watching things and doing some free writing, maybe focusing on characters or maybe focusing on the overall broad strokes of the story. It's going to look a little bit different, but I really do encourage you to find your path to that, because that is the early work that you will do before you get to that architecture of outline and then ultimately screenplay that can save a lot of pain later. So I really do hope that you explore pre-writing, because if you are intending to become a working writer, that is going to be an important tool in your arsenal as you prepare yourself for the professional space. All right, I hope you found this video helpful. Of course, subscribe for more, and hopefully we'll connect soon. Bye.